Next, Ken Aidekman, would you come up to the podium, please? Just step forward. Ken, during the time you graduated from Tufts in 1975, and indeed through 1990, the Tufts art collection of print slides, paintings, and sculptures was small. That all changed in 1991, when your parents were leaders and major donors in the creation of the Aidekman Arts Center, a world-class gallery, which in your words, infuses Tufts with art. You said, in the rush toward a pragmatic, goal-oriented education, we must not forget the contribution art makes to the quality of our lives. After all, isn't that what education is all about? And I had the privilege, I might add, of traveling to Telwa one summer with your mom. She was on our trip. And Ron Bryn was my tutor for my Moliere play. I want to add that, and Ron's in the audience today. So I have very fond memories of your mom, and Saul led a class there as well. So, as the co-chair of the Tufts University Art Gallery Board of Advisors and as overseer for arts and sciences during the 1990s, you have supported the gallery financially with the largest restricted gift the gallery has ever received. In 2007, you helped establish the gallery's Contemporary Art Circle with the blessing of then Dean Robert Sternberg. This group of supporters organizes 4 events per year in Boston, New York, and occasionally in LA and Miami. You also supported the launch by your mother and David and Barbara Slater of the Tufts Patrons of the Arts and its Directors Circle. You and the current Director of Galleries, Amy Ingrid Schlegel, have been at the forefront of strategic planning for the gallery with constant communication and meetings throughout the year. Lincoln Steffens, a prominent New York journalist, said that, quote, art is like a border of flowers along the course of civilization. You have helped to further that image through your actions and support. Professor David Gus states, quote, it's hard to imagine another alumnus who has given so much back to Tufts in terms of support, time, and more. You are president of the Tufts Alumni Chapter of New Jersey and just received the Alumni Chapter Leadership Award for this work. You have not only led the New Jersey chapter so ably, you have also generously hosted many off-campus events for Tufts alumni in New Jersey. In her anthology, Terry Guillemets referred to a quotation that said, quote, art is when you hear a knocking from your soul and your answer. And I have to add that Buddy Guzzi, our own Buddy Guzzi, found that quote, and he is a wonderful artist himself, so he appreciates art. Ken, you have answered that knocking, and Tufts and its alumni are all the more enlightened because of you. The Tufts University Alumni Association is proud to recognize your service and your loyalty to Tufts and to present you with our Distinguished Service Award. Congratulations.
First, I'd like to thank the members of the Tufts University Art Gallery Advisory Board for nominating me to receive this honor. It's nice to feel appreciated by your peers, and I greatly appreciate your service to Tufts. I'd also like to thank my mother, Shirley Aidekman, who accepted so many collect calls when I was in school. She'd listen patiently to my problems and complaints and say, you don't have to be a great student, just graduate. After that, you can do whatever you want. In the early 1960s, a researcher named Mark Rosenzweig found that rats placed in a cage with toys, ladders, and running wheels developed greater cerebral cortex volume and thickness, more synapses, and more glial neurons than their neighbors living in standard rat housing. Rosenzweig's work opened up an entire field of research into myriad benefits of growing up in an enriched environment. Fine art contributes to an enriched environment. You may not feel it expanding your cortex and adding synapses, but trust me, it happens. Besides helping to invigorate our brain, fine art contributes to learning in other ways. It teaches us about our own culture and the cultures of others. It conveys information through visual language that is less accessible through other means of communication. It provides a way for teachers to integrate and expand their curriculum. Faculty at Tufts have even curated exhibitions to share their expertise with a wider audience of students and community. Some students seek out a fine art education in school by taking art history and studio courses. Many form lifelong artistic values and personal tastes at college. Other students may not be particularly driven toward art, but given an art-enriched environment, they stand a good chance of deriving benefit. Hopefully, it can take them beyond, I just know what I like. When I was an undergraduate, Tufts fine art environment was far from enriched. The opening of the Tufts Art Gallery in 1991 was a major step in the right direction. But then, not everyone is a museum goer, and crossing the threshold of any gallery can be a bit intimidating. So it's also important to get our art out into the public. We have made great strides in increasing the presence of fine art on campus by placing works from the university's permanent collection in Tisch Library, Gifford House, and the Granoff Music Center, and other buildings and offices. That's progress, but there's plenty of room for improvement. I'm a cheerleader for fine art at Tufts. My goal is to tell as many people as possible that enriching the fine art environment on campus is a worthwhile goal. I'm convinced that once alumni and friends recognize how the gallery and the Tufts permanent collection contribute to a liberal arts education, they will generously support our efforts. After all, everyone can use a thicker cortex and more synapses. Thank you very much.